First of all, let me export this image as Revit Final project. But it's already there. Okay, so you don't need it. So the answer is no. What it means, when you make a building, basically, let's say these are levels. Okay, this is the building. When you make the building, in order to follow certain rules, and this also depends on the area where you are going to where you are going to build this. There are certain rules. For example, this is supposed to be a building in Italy. In Italy, there is a very simple rule. That is, for each cubic meter of for each 10 cubic meters of volume of the building, there must be 1 square meters of parking. What it means? If I make my building 8,600 square meters, and I multiply this by the height of a level that is 3 meters, the volume of the building will be 4,800 cubic meters. So, because each 10 cubic meters you need 1 square meters of parking, minimum request of parking is 480. It can be more, but for sure not less. And this is first. This is for parking. Then I will continue reading your messages, and one by one I will answer to your question. Also, for parking, if this is the section, if this is the ground and your building is like that, let's say, for parking you can use only 1 level underneath the ground. You can't make more levels underground. This is no, just 1. Okay? This is for Niarika, which asked for parking can be less than 480 meters, and if we can have levels in the parking too. So these are rules for the parking. Then Cosima asks, the area is 70 by 60, but building has to have the distance of 560 for the border. Yes. And you said it doesn't have to be exactly around that. Yes, it means that. So, thing number 2. This is your area. The property, let's say. So the owner has this area here. Here, there is the street. This is very important. You need to understand how to orient the building. Then we have this limit. 5 meters, 5 meters, 5 meters, 10 meters. So inside this area, you can give your building the shape that you want. Just do not go over these limits. What it means is that the building, and we are talking only about the building. So, for example, the building can be something, I don't know, I'm just making an example. Something like that. And because we know that this is the street, so when we need to think about where I will enter, and so on and so on. So the enter maybe will be here. Okay. Then I can think that I will put elevators here, staircase here, and then I will divide the distribution of this building like that. I will make a 1 or 2 flats in here, 1 or 2 flats in there. Okay, then we need to do it this. I will see that the overall area of one level is, I don't know, 520. Discover that my building will be 1,560 total square meters. That is pretty close to 8,600 square meters. So when you are close to this number, perfect, you are good to go. Just don't go too low. Let's say don't make one building that is 60 square meters. No, but something that is very close to this dimension is perfect, I will say. Okay? Tell me yes, tell me no. Also, while we are talking, when we talk about instead the parking, parking is an area that is used by cars to park. So what it means is that, for example, you can say, okay, this is the street, so maybe I can start, now let's use this pen. I can start saying, okay, this area will be for parking. Maybe this area will be for parking. Maybe I can also add this area. And if I discover that this plus this is a total surface that is at least 480 square meters, it would be phenomenal. And then I can leave and we will study, because we have a lot of things to do in Revit. And for example, can keep all these parts for garden, trees, benches, and other things like that. Okay? Tell me something. Let me see also streaming. Streaming should be perfect also right now. Let me know if this explanation was clear as example, because I can also save this sketch here into the server. I can call it just an example. And so let me know Also, if there is too much delay, what I will do now is I will just pause for a second live stream and I will start it immediately. So first of all, let me know if this explanation was clear enough. Mm-hmm. Are you there or not? Because I can see myself in my video. Let me just open again. Oh, finally, I have my chat again. So you are no longer lagging. Very nice. So let's consider we will need to include components. Yes, but you can use just components from library. Then it's a residential building, 100% yes. So it is a residential. Then if we make basement parking, do we have to make the column if you don't want the building to collapse on the parking? Yeah, of course, yes. It is a serious project. I mean, you need to think about it in a very serious way. Like, let me make. Let's see if I can move. Oh, this is great. It is a serious project. What it means is this. This is not just to have fun with Revit and put some walls in here, some walls in there. This starts to be a serious one. What it means? It means that if I make no, let's start from this. If I make a house, no, and I start making a flat, that would be like this one. And then I say, okay, this will be the living, this will be the kitchen, then I will have bathroom, then bedroom, then maybe like this, I have a master bedroom with a small bathroom inside and a walk-in closet, no? So I have living room, kitchen, toilet, toilet, closet, bedroom. For example, I'm just chatting in real time. So when I think that I make this kind of project as a sketch, then I need to start thinking how this thing will really work. So this would be a wall, this is another, this is another, okay? But when I build something, I need to understand that there are columns somewhere. So I need to think maybe I will make a column here. But wait a second. What happens if I make a column here? So there must be a column there, another one here, another one there, maybe one here. and one will be here. And this would be a disaster because probably here I wanted them to put the door of that bedroom. So when I start designing a realistic project like this, then I will discover that maybe if I just wanted to make the kitchen like this, but maybe just right in the middle of the kitchen, maybe I will have a column and then I will have another one here. So making a building like this is a project that goes basically back and forth. What it means, it is something that starts from a sketch, you verify the sketch, then you refine this kind of sketch and you add more realistic details, and after understanding that your project has criticism, you will start by remodulate your project. So you will start now from column alignment, and basically you say, okay, I got that my column distribution will be this, for example. So I will fix columns and then I will start correctly placing all pieces of my house based on this distribution. Okay? And in this way, my project will be not only correctly made in Revit, but it will be a correct project in general. Is that clear? Let me also see the chat again in here. Is it the same? Yes. Perfect. No, beams not. Beams not. Uh, we won't go that far. I mean, columns, yes, because they are extremely important for interior distribution. So at least you need to, and I will show you that in Revit, there is a very basic tool. I mean, I can show you even today that there is this a very basic tool to create architectural column, because remember, we will stay into the architecture area. Architectural columns. Yes. No beans. Okay. No, beans not. I mean, columns, yes, just to have a better understanding on of how the project works, and to make it more realistic, what it means. Last sketch. It is this. I don't know if you have done that Farzad project that was for Fernanda and Francesco. I think so. Uh, but if you see in real houses, uh, what it, what changes is that 99 and a cover. Yes. So okay, so see this. So we have to make the structure including interior walls, but no furniture. Why no furniture? I mean, you have a lot of weeks to work. So our furniture are extremely important, but you can just use what it means. What I want to say. You can use only Revit furniture, not create your own. Just use furniture from library. But if you have a client and you show the client this house, this house, I forgot how it was before, but it was something like this, more or less, let's say. Then the client will, uh, mm, okay, then I will answer this. But then you can just say the client, this is the living room, this is the kitchen, this is the bathroom, bedroom. Your client will look at you and he will make like a face like this, like, "Boh, bo, if you say so." Absolutely not. Better way to tell a client that this is a living room is that you don't even write living room. You just put a beautiful couch, the window, a multimedia thing center. Let's say you put a table in here, 6 chairs, a rug. Okay, this is the kitchen. Perfect. Make the kitchen with these, with the stove, with a small table here, with 3 chairs just for the breakfast. Then this is the bathroom. Lovely. You put all necessary things to always a beautiful rug, a small cabinet. Maybe here you can put a bookshelf and so on and so on. Here a credenza. This is one bedroom, so you will put these. Here you put the closet. Here, I think it's called vanity, the thing with the mirror to brush your hair, if you have. Here, another a bookshelf. Here you will put bedroom for kids, wardrobe, the the bookshelf. Maybe here there is a small desk to study, and so on and so on. So by using furniture, you make your project alive. So you really explain what the thing is about. When you make a building also, there will be a lot of repetition. So you do this once just to give an idea, and then you will just copy same solution in all of your levels. So yes, furniture is extremely important. Last but not least is, do we have to make a presentation? Yes. The final must be presented in PDF, and again, we need still to study, but I will show you that in Revit you can create like things that in AutoCAD are called layouts, in Revit are called sheets. So it would be extremely easy once that you have made your overall model to create a PDF presentation. Before you ask, if you want to know if I have examples that I can show you as Revit Finals? The answer is yes/no. What it means? It means that yes, I have Revit Final Presentation, but no, it means I have not them with me because they are into the school server. I can check. I can check if by mistake someone last semester sent me the file by mail, but I highly doubt. I'm checking all my messages. I can, let's see. I can see, I'm not that sure. Well, give me a second. This is 20. If I have emails from, oh, wait, because probably I can show you something. Probably. Let me see. Okay, yes, I have. So, do you want to see a previous final? Do you want to see a previous final project or not? Or you don't want any example? Let me know. Yes, please. So, next time I don't have to ask because now, oh, okay, drive here. I mean, I don't know the quality, but it doesn't look so bad. Actually, I mean, it is not the greatest ever. It is not the greatest ever, but I mean, it's not even that bad. So give me a second. Okay. This one. Okay. Look. This is an example of a final project. Can I make it full screen? No, I can't, and I have no willingness to do it. So, presentation. Thanks, Anshita, to provide this to your classmates. So, presentation, design, inspiration. Your classmate wanted to include that this was her inspiration, and for example, she starts like this by uh, showing that she has basically created a castle for a super rich person that has, I mean, just one or I think or two flats, because I think there are two levels for extremely rich persons. And she has added the pool, and this is the floor plan made with Revit. Then she has placed, these are elevations, I think, yes. So there are all elevations. And then there are 3D views, like these. There should be another one. Other 3D views where you see all different intersections. You can see that this person has a terrace, I mean, she has put a gym, and then there is the exterior with exterior furniture, with the grass. There should be also, oh no, this is just another view. I mean, the pool is not super visible, but you have seen it from the floor plan, and so on and so on. As I said, I mean, this is not the best of the best that you can see as a presentation. This is what I have available right now, because I have even more interesting examples, but I need to go during the break at school, and I need to grab some files from the school server. But this is just a good idea to understand what how should look like your final project. This is entirely made in Revit. The layout, the title block, even 3D views, even renderings, they are 100% made in Revit. Okay? How many elevation do we need for the final? At least four. Four elevations. And I mean, also, it slightly depends on the shape of the final project that you have created. Again, I want to bring with me a file of a student, and because he has made a very nice project, basically he has made something. I don't remember exactly, but it was this kind of sharp edge building. So what he did was, in the provided area, he decided to make the building split in two main buildings, and then each building had floors that were slightly different, but also working. So this was like ground floor, then first floor was something like this on top, then upper floor was something like that. Okay, and at, at this stage, these buildings were looking extremely complex in their elevation. So instead of making just four elevation, so elevation from here, elevation from here, elevation from here, and elevation from there, he also added like elevations from here, another one from there. Also, because making elevations in Revit is just a matter of a click. You can create as many sections and as many elevations, I mean, as you want. It really takes 1 second. And so if you want, first of all, let me save this. But if you want, today I can show you now a couple of, just an example, a couple of Revit interesting tools. Revit Final. And then I will put this picture here with all these considerations in the Google Drive. Okay? No, let's do it now. Because if you go to the Google Drive and you go to Marco and then Revit, you find already this picture, okay? That is just a little bit cleaner and that the sketch that I've made today. I will also put this one that contains these informations that we have talked today. So you find already the picture that with explanation plus these considerations. Okay? Do you have any other questions, or we can discover some new tools in Revit now? Tell me. Let me know. I'm ready. If you are, perfect. So let's see this. Tools that I want to show you today are, I will just open a random midterm exam. Keep this here. And according also to questions that you have made, today I would like to show you this Revit tools. First of all, elevation. That is too simple. Then I will show you section, or probably we have already seen section. I think we have already seen it. I think so. I want to show you camera. Then I want to show you two slightly different tools. There are, one is called filter. Another one is called split. And then, if we have already seen these, and then I will show you columns. But just let me know if we have already seen section, because I think I honestly have these. I think we have already seen section. Be so nice to remember me. No, we haven't. Not that sure. Anyway, say this. When we have made our building, basically, this menu down here, where we see the project browser, this menu gives us views that we have as available views. So, for example, if we click level 1 and we double click on it, we open our floor plan view. I will also make it hidden line. Okay, and so on and so on. This is level 2, and so on. First of all, check this. When we take a look at our Revit file, we may discover that inside our Revit file, there are these four weird symbols. If you look at these symbols, they look like circles, or sometimes they can look like squares. It is the same, but they have a point, an arrow that is pointing. So this is pointing here, this is pointing there, this is pointing here, this is pointing there. These four elements are nothing else than preset elevation views. So if I am here and I look at my house from here, this is what is called my north elevation. If I'm standing here and I look the house from here, this is my east elevation. East elevation. This is my south, and this is west. Okay? When we double click in our project browser, we can see that we already have these four preset views. So if we just double click onto the east elevation, we open that view that depends on that particular element. And then we have north, double click onto the north, double click onto the south, double click onto the west. Okay? But if, as I was saying, maybe we need to, according to how complex is our project, or if our project is a house that is angled and so on, what if we want to make another elevation? So what if we want to add an elevation from here that is looking from here? Or what if we want to add this elevation or this one, and so on and so on? Well, the thing is very simple, and it works like this. We have to work with the menu that is called View, that is up here. And I need to explain three simple tools from here that are, I want to show you. First of all, this tool, the one that is called elevation. Then I will show you section, and then I will show you camera, but I will show you in a second where camera is. So first of all, you can click elevation, and building an elevation is very simple because you simply need to create this object that shows a point. You can place it wherever you want, and you can, once that you left click to place it, you can just keep doing it, or if not, I mean, let's create at least two elevations. Once that you have these two elevations, you can start, for example, moving it. You can start rotating it. If you want to change the angle of your elevation, so let's say I want an elevation from the corner, where is the problem? I move my elevation here and I rotate my elevation like this, and so on and so on. What is important is that when you make your elevation, you need to simply notice that your elevation menu into the project browser will grow. And now you have not only those those four views that were called east, north, south, and west. But now, if you look at your project browser, you will discover that you have these two additional elevation called elevation 1 and elevation 2. And if I double click them, I will see, in this case, nothing. And I don't know why. And here, at least I see something. I will check it, don't worry. When you open new elevation and you see that your view is cropped, first thing that you need to do is you select this cropping rectangle and you move it by dragging these grips in order to select from where to where you want to extend your elevation. Okay? Till here? And then I will show you a couple of things that are happening here. But see this last thing about elevations. If I select my elevation, I can see that from the floor plan view, the elevation has this rectangle. Okay? And I want to show you what this rectangle does. This rectangle, first of all, is called clipping. So what this means is that if this is my elevation and I'm looking with this direction, I will see inside this rectangle, but you can see that the clipping rectangle finishes here. So my elevation will stop displaying objects till after this line here and after these lines here. And if I want instead, I can select my elevation and I can left click and drag the clipping plane to include the entire house. So if I go to my elevation 2, I will see that now I can also correctly see the entire roof. Look at my elevation 1. So if I open elevation 1, it is weird and it looks like something went wrong and I can't see anything. So let's check. I go to floor plan. I select the elevation symbol and I can see that actually my elevation is here. And you can see that the clipping plane is not including anything. So I can also move just by left click and drag this elevation plane wherever I need. You can see that the clipping plane is not including anything. So see what the clipping plane does. If I drag it, look, I will just include this corner, and if I look at my elevation, now I can see only that corner of the house. But if I keep dragging this element, and I go to the elevation, boom, I start revealing elements that are further from my point of view till I adjust my elevation like this. So I include the entire house. I look at my elevation, and beside the top, that I will fix it from here, now I can see the entire elevation of my house. Okay? In 3ds Max, on left side of the viewport, there is a lift. More or less, I would say. My elevation sign is squared, like for that there are automatic. No, absolutely not. It is the same. I said before that they can be round or they can be square. They work at the same exact way. Absolutely not. It's just the your starting template, but they are all the same. Then Cosima asks, in 3ds Max, on the left side of the viewport, there is a list of objects in the drawing. Do we also have something like this in Revit? The answer is more or less, because if you scroll the project browser, you have only families. Then you have walls. Then, but the thing is that in here, you don't find only those walls that you have used. You find all those families that are loaded into your file. So the answer is no. But in Revit, I will show you in a second. Let me show you section first so that we follow a logic path, and then I will show you one tool that will change all of your lives forever in a better way, I hope. So let me show you first section tool, just because it is extremely simple. And section tool is here. It is again into view menu. Section tool is as easy as drawing a section line. So if I want to make a section, I just click section, I left click and drag, and I create a section line. From the moment that I create my first section line, if you go to the project browser, boom, you will find a new folder that is called sections. So you open it, you double click on the first section that you have created, and boom, you have your section here. And also you can start understanding why I have selected this midterm exam as example of what not to do in Revit. And you can see that this is the roof. You can see that this is highly wrong because it has no overhang. And you can also see that this is highly wrong because my walls are not attached to the roof. Look, not even one. I don't want to know, tell you the name of this student. This is why I renamed Anonymous Revit midterm, but this is highly wrong. Okay, but this is how to make sections, so I will repeat it. Look, you go to your floor plan, you click section, and you just draw the section line. Section line has as well this clipping rectangle, so you just need to be sure that the clipping rectangle is including the entire building. Also, when you create your section line, you have this symbol, this symbol here, my mistake, that allows you to flip the direction of your view. But when you create your second section line, in your menu, you will find a new section. You just double click it, and boom, and you have this other section. So when you ask me, like, how many sections, how many elevations should we do in our final presentation, is do as many as you want, also because they are so simple to be made, and the more sections you create, the more readable your project becomes. I want to show you just one additional thing about section. By the way, let me check the chat first. Okay. But just one simple thing about section. There is also something that is extremely useful, and something that technically you should already do even when you make sections by hand. There is this. Look at this project. If you see in here, there is this window here, there is this door there, then there is a door here. So what it would be nice would be, look, if I make this section line, I will see this door, I will see this door, but I will miss this one. Same if I make this section here. I will see this, I will miss that, I will probably see this one, so sometimes I have to choose. But I don't know if you have ever seen, when the project is very complex, you need to know that you can have also a split section line. That means you can have a section line that is like that. So, exactly. So this segment will be here, and this is just parallel, but this will be one section. In Revit, you can also make a split section line, and it works like that. You go to View, and you first draw your section line. So first you make it as a continuous line. Then you select it, and when you select it, into the Modify tab, you can see a tool up here that is called Split Segment, this one. If you click it and then you click on your section, in the point where you split it, you will add this additional behavior. So now I can drag this section line from these grips, and this part of my section line, as well as this part of the section line. And I have this zigzag section line going on. Okay? And again, now I have 3 sections. This is my third one. It is this. I double click it and just open my phenomenal additional section. Okay? Is that clear? Let me know. Because I want to show you, a few more things just before the break, so there will be like great, like fireworks, like a boom, 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 and then you have your Easter break. I will have my Easter break. You have to work on your final. Okay, it looks like it is fine. So move on last view tool, just to keep again a path. But last thing that I want to show you is this. When you open the 3D view, you may see that the 3D view is always the exterior. And if we want to go inside our building, this is impossible. We remain outside, and going inside the thing and checking what is going on, how these rooms are looking like, is basically impossible. Okay? But this is not 100% true, simply because when I am in floor plan, I can use this additional tool. That is, look, can you see where it is written 3D view? If you notice, there is the button that is called 3D view, and underneath there is a triangle. So if I click this triangle, I will discover that underneath 3D view there is a tool that is called camera. You have all studied 3ds Max, and you will basically discover that a camera is nothing else than a target camera like we have in 3ds Max. So if we want, we can click camera. We can place our camera wherever we want, inside, outside. Then we place our target, and when we left click to add the target to our camera, then automatically a new 3D view will open. In this 3D view, you can see that you can just zoom out. This is what my camera is viewing right now. There is a very narrow perspective, but if we want, we can just drag even into the camera view. We can drag these grips to expand the field of view to see more of our interior. Okay? Fantastic, isn't it? The camera is also in perspective. And if we go again to level 1, we can now see that the camera has this extremely wild field of view, but we can still adjust it. We can still select the target. I can drag the camera instead and move it. And when I double click on my second 3D view, I will see that I have changed the position of my camera. Okay? And you can add in your project as many cameras that you want. Okay? You can go back to your level 1, click down here, add another camera. Let's say I will put it outside this time. And then I will just make this field of view a little bit larger. Okay. The only complex, it is not complex, it's just a little bit annoying. The only annoying thing about camera is that if I go to my level 1, so to my floor plan, look, it happens something particularly interesting. That is, my cameras are gone. And it looks like I can't select them again if I want to modify them, if I want to move them, or if I just want to delete them, and so on and so on. If you simply want to be able to select the object that is the camera to modify it, be so nice to make this extra step that is simply you select the camera view from the project browser, you right click and you use the option called Show Camera. In this way, Revit will show only that particular camera for that particular view that you have selected, so that you can modify it, change it, delete it, and so on and so on. I will do the same for this. Select the view, right click, and use the option Show Camera. Even the camera has its clipping plane. So this magenta point is the target, but this line is the clipping point. The clipping point means that even for the camera, if something is after this line here, it won't be visible in my 3D view. But if something is inside this triangle, it becomes visible in here. Okay? Yes? No? Maybe because we have almost done for today. Just give me a quick feedback if this was clear. Perfect. Lovely. So it's not that lagging anymore, my video. I can see from when I speak to when you answer, not lagging at all, I will say. That is a natural delay of few seconds. Perfect. Okay, so last two things. Lagging. I have to make, like real YouTubers make merch like t-shirts with their brand, their logo, and so on and so on. I'm thinking I will do the same. And I have two options because one option came to my mind today. One option is option 1. I will make black t-shirts with the right in here that says, Marco, one quick question. This is my t-shirt branding. But another idea that came to my mind is I can make just black t-shirts with the word lagging that I love. Today is, I will keep repeating probably lagging for the rest of the day. And anyway, let's see. Last two things for today. And one is to solve the question that one of your classmates said, that is, if there is a better and more interesting way to select objects in Revit. And I can understand when which is a possible field and reason why you need to know this. Look, if I, even here in 3D, look, I have my 3D view, and I can see that, for example, I can't, even if I think there is, I can select that particular floor that should be in the middle, because I hope that in here there is a floor. But selecting that floor looks like one of the hardest thing to be made in Revit. It is impossible. Most of new users used to, let's say, select the wall, right click on the wall, hide the wall, then they are able to select the floor. But then it takes forever because you have to reveal the wall and so on and so on. While this is not true, there is a lot more interesting way to select things in Revit. There is this. Look, and this would be life-changing for real. Look, you select things, and at least you can see that when you make your selection, you can preview the fact that there is the solid shape in blue of your floor. So you just randomly make this selection. Boom. What happens right now is that we are actually selecting a couple of walls, one window, one floor object, while we needed to select just the floor. So see this fantastic thing that is called filter. That is this symbol that appears when you make a multiple selection. So what I do is simply, once that I've selected several items, I click filter, and I can see that Revit says that right now I have selected one floor, three walls, and one window. So if I just want to select the floor, what I do from the filter is basically I deselect walls and windows so that I keep selected only the category of floors. I click OK. Boom! And the only thing that remains selected, and I can see here from the property, is my floor. And if I also go in Wireframe, I will notice it's a little bit hard. I can just make it like this. I select, I filter, I keep the floor selected only, and I will see that my floor is the only object that remains in blue. So if I change it, if I delete it, and so on, I will manage only my selected floor. Okay? And this tool works in whatever view. So another example. Imagine this. Look, again, I have this problem. That is, I want to select the floor into the floor plan, but it is impossible because all edges of my floor are hidden underneath the wall. So for sure, the floor is there. So what I will do is I randomly make this selection, and for sure I have selected the floor, but unfortunately I'm also selecting these two walls. While if I want to keep only my floor selected, I make this selection, I click filter, and from the filter I uncheck walls and I keep just the floor. Boom! So I can edit boundary, adding points, and so on and so on. Or if I want to select quickly all my section lines because I want to delete them all, look, select everything, filter, uncheck them all, uncheck, where are sections? Probably they were not selected. Or let's say I want to delete all my doors. Select like this. Keep views it was called. Sorry, it was called views. I missed this. I keep views so that I keep only my section views selected. I delete them. Okay. And I have quickly removed only those elements. Okay? Is it clear what filter does? Let me know. Shocking, isn't it? This is true. And then, sorry, how to go wireframe? Wireframe is here. Look, wherever view you open, down here, there is this box symbol that is called visual style. You left click and you can choose between wireframe, between hidden lines, between shaded, consistent colors, realistic. I won't do ray trace simply because if I live stream and I ray trace, probably live stream will start lagging again. But this is where you can change your visual style. Okay? Then also let me open this file. Yes? No? Maybe? Let me know if till here everything is fine. Can we cut through building? Can we cut through the building instead of hiding the wall while we are trying to place furniture? Is there this function? This is a nice question. And the answer is yes. I don't know if it is easy to be understood at this stage, but we can try. I mean, this will be last thing that I will explain today, and it is this. Look, if we open a 3D view, and we don't select anything. So if I don't select anything, what happens is that into properties, I have properties of the view itself. So take care, because if I select the roof, then here I have properties of the roof. I have just to be sure that I'm not selecting anything. So if I'm in this situation, into the properties of the view, I can scroll these properties till I find this interesting, weird property that is called section box. Section box is a property of each independent view. So it works view by view, is not like creating a real section, but what the section box does will be this. Look, be prepared, because this will be shocking. I check the section box and then I click apply. And I will see this weird wireframe box appearing in my 3D view. And if I select this section box, I will see this symbol here that is rotate. But mainly I see these grips appearing on each of 6 faces of my section box. What the section box does now is this. If I drag this face down, okay, ready for this? Look, when I release my left button, what I will see is this. 3, 2, 1, go! I can see that I can crop the view where I'm working on, and I can just select my section box, let's say crop it like this, and I can start cutting my view by keeping some elements visible, some elements not. And I can make it also, let's say, shaded or realistic. And I will see that I can start working in 3D, but with cropped 3D model. Is this the feature that you wanted to see? I know. I was, Lyle, it's true. This is the exact moment where I should say shocking, isn't it? I mean, I have to make merge. I mean, I will have my t-shirt here. Also, I will do something cool. That is, I will write with I will make a black t-shirt, but I will write it in green, so that because I'm using a green screen, the world will remain transparent. So it would be shocking. Yes, when we want to reverse this viewport, we need simply to be sure that we are not selecting anything, go to the property of the view, and we need to remove section box. Click apply, and our view will be restored to its original state. Okay? Is that clear? Later on, I will show you that you can apply these also to cameras. You can add other effects to views. There are a lot more unbelievable things we need to study in Revit. I think for now, magic is true. I think for now this is enough. Can we put texture? Of course, yes. Of course, yes. Um, not today because materials are a little bit complex in Revit, but just to let you know is this. Do you remember 3ds Max uses that material library that is called the Autodesk Material Library? The fact that it's called Autodesk Material Library is not casual, is not just a random thing, but it means that all Autodesk softwares will use those materials. So making materials in Revit is not that complex, but it's not something that I can explain in 3 seconds. But yes, you can use materials like you are using 3ds Max, basically. And we will see these after the break. After the break, we have to see material sheets and a few more tools here and there, and how to make your own custom components. These are 3 main topics that we need to talk about. But we will do this after the break. Okay? Last few seconds. So to say yes, okay, no problems. So remember, if you have questions, send me messages, send me videos, pictures of your screen and your voice that you ask me things. And if you haven't, just do this. If you have subscribed to this channel, what you should do is the final is technically the final is May the 22nd for now. Don't know if there will be any delay, okay? But technically it's May the 22nd. Anyway, I was just saying, if you are subscribed to the channel, next to subscribe, you can find the notification bell. Why you should click it? Simply because during the Easter break, I'm planning to make short videos where basically I answer to students who ask me, like, Marco, how to do this, Marco, how to do that. So if you have doubts, questions, and so on, send me messages, mails, videos. Like one student sent me a video while she was filming her screen, and I will upload those videos. I won't do them like in live stream, but I will upload them. So if you click the notification bell, when I will upload new videos, you will get just a message and you can just check if that video is useful for you. Okay? Perfect. It has been a pleasure. Have a nice Easter break. Have fun, not too much. Start the project. Okay? Take care, and we will see in 2 weeks, but check the channel because I will try. Oh, thank you so much for belated birthday wishes. Okay? Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you to you too. Bye. I'm clicking stop. 3, 2, 1, stop.